Hello boys and girls, a very good morning and welcome to this live doubts clarification session on quantitative aptitude brought to you by Talent Sprint. I wish you all a very happy Diwali. I hope all of you have had a great festival and you're now fully back into your preparation, right? Remember, it's high time that you push your preparation to the highest gear and leave no stone unturned so that you can maximize your chances of selection in all these upcoming exams, right? I'm sure you guys are aware of the recent notification released by RBI for the recruitment of assistants, right? There are about 623 vacancies to be filled for the cadre of assistants in RBI this year. So it's a great opportunity. It had come on the 18th of October. So it's kind of a Diwali gift for, all the bank exam aspirants, right? All the aspirants for banking sector, and I think you should exploit this opportunity and make sure that you give it the fullest of your effort and go take the exam with full confidence, right? So with the release of this notification, the notification from RBI for assistants, we have got two exams very closely spaced out. One is IBPS clerks, which is tentatively scheduled for 2nd of December, and then the RBI assistants, which is to start on 27th of November. So in a gap of about 5 days there, right? Or it can be more depending on which shift do you get, right? So the point, guys, is two exams, two different exams, two great opportunities, and one common preparation. So make sure that you have a right preparation strategy for the next 35-40 days that are left for these exams, and give your best, because these days are not going to come back, right? What you do now is really going to show up in your performance on the exam day. So make sure that you give your best. And if at all you want to learn more about what should be the preparation strategy like, right? What should you focus on? What should you not focus on? How should you prepare, etc.? You can go to our YouTube channel. We have got a video on 35-day preparation strategy or a 35-day study plan for these two exams, right? This session was done yesterday. I'm sure some of you would have joined us in the session itself, but if you have missed it, don't worry. The video is there in YouTube. You can just go and refer to the same at your convenience. Okay, now let's get into the session for today. You all know that this is a regular doubts clarification session on quantitative aptitude, where we will choose the unanswered questions from the discussion forum and solve it here. I'm sure all of you would have started feeling the difference in the turnaround time for your queries, right? Your questions in the discussion forum are getting answered with a very quick turnaround time, right? And all thanks to Gayatri and her team for this. So I'm sure you will see this impact very soon, right? The positive impact of this very soon, or you must have already started feeling the same. Now all I'll do is, there are some 10-15 questions, unanswered ones, right? Not very complex, but unanswered ones from the forum, which I'll take it up in the session today. Okay, so if you're all set, we can get started. I see that a lot of you have joined the chat here. All right, thank you for joining us. And yeah, happy belated Diwali to all of you. So Shravani and Chandra Neeraj, Rajesh, Malbika Mohanty, Ashish, John Master, Priyanka, Abhishek, Ramalakshmi, Gayatri, right? Pallavi, Nilesh, Sucharita, Kiran, Harita, Sneha, and many others there, right? Yeah. Sai Kishore says, is this a recorded playback? No, it's not a recorded playback. It's happening live, Sai Kishore, and you can understand that from the fact that I'm reading out your name. So it is live. It's just that the setup is the same, right? So maybe it looks like a recorded playback to you, but we'll be solving some questions live here. So should we start? I think those who have recently enrolled in our program, let me mention that there is this chat box which you can see, which you can find on the right hand side of your video screen. Use that to interact with us, right? You can get your queries or questions relevant to what is being discussed answered here, right? So should we start now? I'm sure, by the way, I think a quick 5-minute discussion on your IBPS PO preliminary exam performance before we get into this session, because I think I did not interact with all of you after your IBPS PO prelims got over, right? So can you quickly tell me how was your performance and how confident you are about your IBPS PO prelims exam, right? I mean, exam is already over. 15th October was the last slot, if I remember it rightly. So how did you perform? And I'm sure there are discussions about those complex spotting errors questions which are asked in English language, right? And I'm sure Sylvia will take up those very soon in her live sessions. But then otherwise, how was it? And how confident are you that you will get a call for the mains exam? Neeraj, on the other hand, says that he says that sorry to say this timing is very odd. Old timing was very good. It find very difficult to join the session on time. Well, Neeraj, I acknowledge your feedback, right? We have got a similar feedback from 3 more students that this 11 a.m. timing is not very suitable, and believe me, we are discussing about this to find a solution for the same, and we will come back to you guys soon with the right solution. Yeah, this 11 a.m. timing was also chosen based on the feedback that we got from some of our students, but yeah, looks like not suitable for many of you. And yeah, any time that we do, I mean, it will not be the best for 100% of the students, right? For all the students. So I'm sure some of the others will get disappointed, but we will come back very soon with a plan around this. So let's continue the session today at 11. We will let you know about how are we gonna, or what time are we gonna conduct the sessions going forward. And look at this confidence from Lakshman, right? He says, I'll be in one of those who clear the preliminary examinations. Nilesh Chaudhary is also confident that he will do it. Yeah. Sulekha, on the other hand, says, I'm very confused with X and Y comparison and quadratic equations. So we'll discuss that, Sulekha, I think, maybe in the next session. Sneha says only 52 she could solve and she's feeling sad. Don't feel sad. Who knows, you'll get a call for the next round. Yeah. Vipul, on the other hand, says he did good in reasoning and quant, but less in English language, and he finds 11 a.m. to be the best. So see, like I said, there's always a mixed response for any timing. Anyway, let's not discuss about the timing now. Yeah. Any other? Yeah, attempted 55 in math. 55 attempted 55 overall, 25 in math, 14 in reasoning, and 16 in English language. This is from Sushant. And I like this feedback from Rajendra Sharma, who says lack of practice ruined my IBPS PO preliminary examination. I am very happy, not happy that your IBPS PO prelims got ruined, but I'm happy that you realize that it is because of lack of practice, and I hope you will not repeat it. Yeah. Chalo, so should we start now? Yeah, I think let's get started. All I'll do now is share my screen. There are not many questions, like I've said, right? I'll share the screen with all of you. Give you some time. I think we'll be able to finish the session in about an hour or so, or maybe 90 minutes at best. And then you can get back to your preparation for IBPS clerks and RPS assistance exam. So let me share the screen, present these questions to you all, one after the other. So the first question is on your screens now. Ashish says, why are popular so popular for our, which I did not understand, Ashish, so you have to elaborate a little bit. Anyway, the question is on your screens now. The first one from the session today, this was posted by Palash Sengar. It says that a college has raised 75% of the amount it needs for a new building by receiving an average donation of 600 from all the faculties. If faculties are 60% of the total staff, then find the average donation should college get from the remaining staff so that college could raise the exact amount for the new building. I think a simple equation that you need to frame, or maybe a proportionality would also help. I'll leave you with this for maybe 45 seconds. Your clock starts now. And I want all of you to get the right answer. I'm sure you can do it yourself. Maybe take a little more time, doesn't matter, but get the right answer. Okay, Naveen here says that he's got his Oriental insurance exam tomorrow. So all the best, Naveen. I guess I missed on that point in the beginning. But anyways, all the best to all those who are going to appear for their exam tomorrow, right? Answer to this one. Neeraj Jha has got 450. Chandra Neeraj has also got 450. Waiting for others to respond. Got the answer? 300. Anusha has got 300. We have Rajesh and others who've got 300 here. Good. Shravanti, Sai Kishore. Neeraj changed his answer. He says no, it should be 300. Alright, so I think not many of you have responded. I was expecting more of you to, many more to give me the response to this one, but you guys are confused between 400, 600, 450 and 300. I think almost all the options have been given except option 5, 500. Right? Ajit has got 300, Sailesh has got 300, Naveen has also got 300. But there are a few who have got 400 as well, right? Harshit and Chamroy, right? We have Sai Prasanna who's got 450, Shravanti Reddy who's got 450, yeah. Setti Kumari who's got 300, yeah. Vipul says, I don't know where to start. Ramalakshmi also couldn't solve. So how many of you have got struck? Let me get back to the video now. Tell me how many of you have got struck in this one? How many of you have not been able to solve this question? Right, Divya says she doesn't know how to solve, right? Pallavi has got 300. Ganeshwara Rao has also got 300. How many of you have got stuck? This is a very simple question, right? And you cannot afford to get stuck or, you know, lose marks on such simpler ones, right? And look at the responses that we've got. 300, 450, 400, 600. How can you get all the varieties here, right? Looks like the options have been framed very intelligently, right? All the 4 out of 5 options have been marked as answers here. Priyanka, Samriddhi and others there. Yeah, Vipul, Malar, Ahmad Roshan, Sai Krishna, Rahul, Murli. Guys, what's happening? What does it say? Let me explain this to you, right? And we'll solve it. We'll solve it on the paper also, but let's understand. It says that a college has raised 75% the amount it needs for a new building by receiving an average donation of 600 from all the faculties. If faculties are 60% of total staff, then find the average donation that the college should get from the remaining staff. What is the remaining staff? 40%. See, out of the total staff, 60% is faculty, remaining staff is obviously 40%. So find out the average donation that the college should get from the remaining staff so that it could raise the exact amount for the new building. Understand, 75% is equal to 600 into 60%. 75% is equal to 600 into 60%. Not equal to, but equivalent to. 75% is equivalent to 600 into 60%. Why? Because 75% of the amount has been collected. How is it collected? By taking 600 rupees from each of the faculties. And how many faculties are there? 60% are faculties. So 60% of S, let's say the total staff is S. 60% of S into 600 is equivalent to 75%. 40% of S, the remaining staff, into what average donation will be equal to 25%, because the remaining amount is 25%. If 75% is already collected, remaining 25% has to be collected. From whom? From remaining 40% staff. Balance. One equation, one proportionality, cross multiply and you will get the answer. 75% is 600 into 60, 25% is what into 40. You're done. Cross multiply now. Take 10 more seconds. Take 15 seconds maybe. Solve this now. I hope all of you have understood, right? Simple question. In fact, you should be able to do it mentally. You should be able to do it mentally. 60 into 600, or it's like 36, right? That 36 is like 3 parts. One part will be 12. It should be 300 in my view. Answer should be 300, option 1. Without putting pen on paper. Without putting pen on paper. Anyways, try it. Try this now. I have explained you orally. I'll put it on paper as well, but let's see if you get the answer now. All of you have to try, not just those who have got stuck, but everybody has to try because you've given me a variety of answers, right? Definitely some of you are wrong, right? Not everybody can be right here, but I think 300 is the correct answer. Check all of you. Check. Sailesh has marked 300. I am seriously concerned now that you are not able to comprehend these type of questions and unable to solve it. And if you can get stuck in these ones, then forget about the other complex ones that we get. 300 is the answer. Is it clear? Vipul has got it. Yes. Hemalata has got 300. Yes. Raven says, now I got it. Chandra Neeraj has very rightly said that he has got minus 1.25. Believe me, if you cannot solve this one, I don't want to discourage you, but you're not fit for the exam. If you cannot understand this question, then you're not fit for the exam. Right? Swati has got 300. Good. Rajesh 300. I hope all of you have understood, right? Everybody has to verify. Let me share the screen and solve this for you now, right? Here we go. So, here's the question, right? This was posted by Palash. See what it says. A college has raised 75% of the amount it needs for a new building by receiving an average donation of rupees 600 from all the faculties. If faculties are 60% of the total staff, then find the average donation that the college should get from the remaining staff so that the college could raise the exact amount for the new building. You're able to follow? A college is trying to, construct a new building. Now for that they need to raise funds. So they have raised 75% of the funds, 75% of the amount. From whom? By taking an average donation of 600 from all the faculties. And faculties are 60% of their staff. Then find the average donation that the college should get from the remaining staff. See, remaining staff means what? If 60% are faculties, remaining are 40%. Yes or no? If 60% of the staff is faculty, remaining is 40%. So how much should they collect from the remaining 40% of the staff so that they can raise the exact amount for the new building? Exact amount meaning that amount that they need for constructing the new building. So understand, 100% is the total amount. This has been collected in two parts, let's say. 75% from the faculties, 25% from the non-faculties. Yes or no? If 75% has come from faculties, obviously remaining 25% will come from non-faculties. How was the 75% collected? 600 rupees per faculty. Average is 600, right? 600 rupees per faculty. And you know that faculty constitutes to 60% of the staff. Let's assume the total staff is S. Total staff is S. So 60% of S, 60% of the people have given 600 rupees each. It makes 75%. Now how will you get this 25%? How much should you collect from each of the remaining staff, which is 40% of the strength? Remaining is 40% of the strength, 40% of the total staff. How much should you take from each one of them? Cross multiply, you'll get the answer. This is like proportionality, right? I mean, I put it up vertically, but if you write it horizontally, it will be simple. That's it. Can you not do this in the exam? It should take 30 seconds, maximum 30 seconds for you to crack this. You're able to follow. It is simple. 75 is equal to 600 into 60. Forget about that S and all. Anyway, it gets cancelled. 25 is equal to what into 40? What into 40? Cross multiply, you'll get the answer. Cross multiply your question mark. Anyway, it's very clear that 25 goes 3 times here. So this should also go 3 times. Yes or no? 25 goes 3 times. This should also go 3 times. This is by the way 15 times. Right? And this here goes 5 times. So the question mark will be equal to what? 5 into 60, 300. If you're not able to understand this kind of calculation, cross multiply. I mean, what I've done is cross multiplication only, but cancelled it directly so that we save time. So 5 into 60, 300 is the answer, which means each of the remaining staff members should contribute 300 each, or on an average, we should collect 300 rupees each from the remaining 40% of the staff so that we can construct this new building, or we can raise the amount for the new building. Yeah? I hope all of you have got this, right? 300 should be the answer. If this is clear to all of you, I can move to the next one. So while I was thinking that the questions are easy, but I think not really easy for all of you. If this is clear, we can just go to the next question now. Gokul Kumar has posted a question in the chat here, right? A cylindrical cane, not cane, but cone. It should be cone, whose base is horizontal and is of internal radius 3.5, etc. Gokul, the process we have is you post the question in the discussion forum, not in the chat here, right? So I request you to please post it in the discussion forum under the topic of mensuration, and we will take it up in the next doubts clarification session, or if possible and in all likeliness, we will solve it before the next doubts clarification session, right? So please post it in the forum, not here. Can I go to the next one now? Smrutikant here has got a query that 600 is average. So can I take all have donated an amount of 600? Yes. Average. What is average? We have discussed, right? Average is like an equal distribution. If you refer to our videos on average is like equal distribution. So strictly speaking, when you say average is 600, does not mean that each person has contributed 600. It could be different. Some might have contributed 650, some might have contributed 1000, 850, others might have contributed 400, 200, 100, etc. But average comes out to be 600. But on paper, I can always say that each person has given 600 rupees. Yeah? Clear? Should we go for the next one now? Murli has got some query here. Murli says in the question they mentioned there is 75%, which means the final amount will be 175% now. How? They have already raised 75%. How much should they take on an average from the remaining staff so that the college could raise the exact amount for the new building? They need some exact amount for the new building, right? So balance is only 25%. It's not 175. They have to collect only remaining 25%, so that exact amount 75% plus 25% makes it 100%. What is the confusion? Ramalakshmi also says raised amount is 75%, so 175. What do you mean by raised? Raised is like collecting, right? See, this is the problem. If you read newspapers, this is all about terminology. This is to do with language and nothing to do with aptitude. What do you mean by raising? Raising is not increasing. Raising is like collecting, right? I mean, don't you see these startups raising funds? Every other day we have some news, right? X startup has raised so much of funds in the first round, second round, third round, etc. Right? There you don't get doubt. What is that raise? That exactly is the point. I mean, if you read newspapers every day, you will not get what I am sure many of you are assuming raised is. Are you taking it as increased? It's not increased. How are you making it 175%? 75% from here and 100% from the remaining staff? No. You should not do 100% from the remaining staff. Remaining staff should give only the balance amount. Many of you are confused, no? Shall I go for the next one now? I think the confusion is cleared now. Yeah, let me present the next question to you all, which is a number series. This was posted by your friend Rajesh. Let's see how many of you are able to get this. Now, the reason I am taking up this number series based question is because, you know, in IBPS clerks and the RBI assistance exam, you will have more questions than number series. More and more questions than number series. It usually carries a weightage of 5 marks. So 2, 8, 28, 54, 53 question mark. What do you think should be the next number? Nobody's got the answer to this one. I'm glad that when I tried it a few seconds ago, I got the answer instantly. Not instantly, but it took me like 30 seconds, which is worth it. So I'll leave you with this for maybe 1 minute. Let's see how many of you get the answer. 2, 8, 28, 54, 53 question mark. Got the answer? Anyone? Remember, if you are unable to solve it, you should be skipping it in the exam. Here, give it a proper try, but when you are solving it in the exam, don't spend too much of time. Got it? 9. Vipul has got 9. Okay. Only Vipul has got the answer. Others are stuck. So let me leave this to you guys. I want all of you to try it yourself. Harshit has got 26. All right. Harshit has got 26. Don't give the logic immediately. Let others try it out. Right? Let others try it out. options I don't have, right? Somebody is asking me to give the options. Unfortunately, Rajesh has not given us the options, so I can't give you the options. Yeah. Swati says yeah, so that we can guess. I'm not supposed to do any guesswork here. Let's see. Srikanth has got 26.5, all right. Vipul says by different approach I'm getting different answers. Malvika has got 26. Swati has also got 26. Looks like Swati has guessed because others have marked 26, huh? Neeraj Jha has got 108. Sailesh has asked that how much time should we spend approximately on answering these type of questions. I think that's an important question that he has raised, right? How much time, approximate time we should spend on thinking for these type of questions. So Sailesh and all others there, see, usually number series is asked for 5 marks, right? Especially in clerical exams. We have seen this in IBPS clerks, also in RBI assistants. You can't neglect these 5 questions altogether. So what I suggest is spend 15 seconds per question, but be prepared for the fact that you may not be able to crack it, right? Sometimes it may take 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour. I mean, I have some number series questions which I have not been able to solve even today. It's lying there for like months together now. Because logic, you never know, right? I mean, there are infinite ways of giving a series. You will be able to crack it, may not be able to crack it. So spend 15-20 seconds. If you think you are able to do it, if you can crack it, well and good. Otherwise, just skip and move to the next one. So I think if you ask me how much time should you spend, maximum of 20 seconds per question. 20 to 30 seconds, not more than that. And let's now solve it, right? I think I've given you enough time. I've got enough options as well. 142, 111, 99, 26, 26.5, 0, skip, and others there. So let me discuss the solution now. So here's the question which was posted by Rajesh. This is a number series. So look at the series 2, 8, 28, 54, 53, and then question mark. You have to find out what comes in place of question mark. Now try to observe the trend here. The numbers are increasing. Initially, if you see, the numbers are increasing. 2 becomes 8, becomes 28, 28 becomes 54, 54 becomes 53. So up to 54, they were increasing. But then there is a drop. From 54, there is a drop, right? They are starkly increasing, and then there is a drop after this, right? Number has dropped. From 54, it has become 53. I was just trying to show the, sorry. Yeah, 1 second. Sorry about this. Sorry, here we go. So this question, like you all know, is posted by Rajesh. Number series question, right? What are the numbers? 2, 8, 28, 54, 53, and question mark, right? Our job is to identify what comes in place of question mark here. Now try to observe the trend first, right? If you see, the numbers are increasing initially, right? 2 becomes 8, 8 becomes 28, 28 becomes 54, then 54 drops to 53. So up until 54, the numbers were increasing, and then it dropped. It dropped to 53. So what do you think could be the rhythm? What do you think could be the kind of operation which has been performed here? I think clearly it looks like some kind of multiplication, right? This is not like an addition series. It's like multiplication, because numbers are sharply increasing, right? Now, the one thing which I usually apply whenever I see 2 consecutive numbers, like 54 and 53, right? 54 and 53 are 2 consecutive numbers in the reverse order, right? So when I see 2 consecutive numbers in the reverse order, like 54 and 53, the first thing that strikes my mind is maybe it is into 1 minus 1. Maybe it is into 1. It could be, could not be. I am assuming it is into 1 minus 1. So 54 into 1 minus 1. 54 into 1 is 54, minus 1, 53. Assuming this is correct, try to apply logic which is in line with this for the previous set of numbers. So 28 and 54. Now if you see 28 and 54, 54 is actually close to double of 28. 28 into 2 is 56. Into 2, 56, minus 2, 54. So it looks like this is into 2 minus 2. Now I'm getting some confidence. I'm getting some confidence that maybe I've got the pattern, because it is into 1 minus 1. This is into 2 minus 2. 28 into 2, 56 minus 2. So if I continue, maybe if I continue linearly, it could be into 3 minus 3. 8 into 3 minus 3. So just check that. 8 into 3. 8 into 3 is 24, minus 3 is 21. But here we have got 28. It's not working. Into 3 minus 3 is not working. So into 1 minus 1, into 2 minus 2, into 3 minus 3 is not working. But then into 4 minus 4. You see 8 into 4 is 32. 32 minus 4. is 28 into 4 minus 4. 8 into 4, 32. 32 minus 4, 28. Now, the first question that pops up is, how is that 1 becomes 2 and then 2 becomes 4? It is like doubling, right? 1 doubles 2, 2 doubles 4. So this should also be probably doubled. So double, 4 becomes 8. So now apply, what happens? It could be into 8 minus 8. Check if it is satisfying. Yes. 2 into 8, 16 minus 8 is 8. Good. I think we have got the logic. Into 8 minus 8, into 4 minus 4, into 2 minus 2, into 1 minus 1. You understand? 2 into 8, 16, minus 8 is 8. 8 into 4, 32, minus 4. 32 minus 4 is 28. 28 into 2, 56. 56 minus 2 is 54. 54 into 1 is 54, minus 1 is 53. And if I, extrapolate this, what happens? If you see 8 becomes 4, half. 4 becomes 2, half. 2 becomes 1, that is half. 1 should become 1 by 2. So into 1 by 2 minus 1 by 2. What is 53 into 1 by 2? 53 into 0.5. 53 into 0.5, 26.5. 26.5 minus 0.5. 26.5 minus 0.5. 53 into 1 by 2 minus 1 by 2. Which comes out to be what? 26. So that's the right answer. And I'll tell you, I got the idea just because of this. I used into 1 minus 1 the moment I saw 54 and 53. It may work, may not work. Remember, there's no hard and fast rule that always it should be into 1 minus 1. It could be into 1 square minus 1 square, into 1 cube minus 1 cube, or it could be some other logic randomly, right? But you should get these kind of ideas when you look at such numbers, and then try thinking divergently so that you can crack the logic in those 15, 20, 25 seconds that you have in the exam, right? Anyway, the answer to this question is 26. That the next number is 26 here. Well, I usually don't spend so much of time on number series, but now that you're getting 2 back-to-back exams with a high focus on number series there, you should practice more on such questions. I think see to it that you at least solve 200 questions, 200 to 300 questions on number series before you go for your IBPS clerks and RB assistants prelims exam, right? Vipul says with options it becomes easy to calculate. I don't think options will help you in any way in number series. I'm not of that view. I don't think options can be useful, but anyway, if you want options in the exam, there will be options. Rajesh has not posted, but you will have options in the exam. And I'm surprised at how others have got 142 and 111 and other answers there, right? 99. How? Is there any other logic there? Vipul says 54 plus 45. Why? Explain why you have done that. Okay, should we move to the next one? Next question now. Here's the next question. This was posted by Srichin. This looks like some simplification based question. Nobody has answered this question in the forum, so I'm taking it up. And also with your exams, upcoming exams, this is an important topic. So let me share this. You have what? 45 seconds for this question. Your time starts now. 527.75 into 373.5 divided by 16.5. Now what Srichin has not mentioned is if this is from simplifications or from approximations. So you guys have to decide based on the options given there. Got it? 11,950. Option 1, did you all get that? Option 1, 11,900, but then other says it will be 11,950. First of all, is it from simplifications or approximations? What do you think? Simplifications or approximations? Let me take it up now. 11,950 is what most of you have got, I guess, right? 11,950, but many others have got 11,900. So let's take this now. I think one challenge that we have. So this question was posted by Srichin, right? What does it say? 527.75 into 373.5 divided by 16.5 is equal to what? Now, one big question mark that I have before even looking at this question mark is it from simplifications or approximations, right? Does it belong to simplifications or approximations? I mean, I'm sure it would be mentioned in the directions, but your friend has forgotten to post that part, right? So we got to decide that. I mean, our solution will depend on which topic it belongs to. Now, when I look at this, I clearly see that answer would not be a integer. I mean, for this kind of simplification, it's obvious, right? Because you know, when you do that calculation mentally, you know that 527.75 is not divisible by 16.5 exactly, and 373.5 is also not divisible by 16.5 exactly. So answer cannot be an integer, but you see all answers here are integers, right? Ending in 0, 0, 0 or 6 or 6. There's no decimal part. So clearly I can say it does not belong to simplification. This is a question based on approximations. We have to find out an approximate answer to the given expression, right? What approximately will come in place of question mark. So let's try and do that now. What can be done? What can be done here? 373.5 by 16.5. Now you can either divide 527.75 by 16.5 or 373.5 by 16.5, whichever you find to be convenient, right? I think if you see 16.5 into 10 is 165, into 30 will be 495. 495 meaning we'll have 5 plus 27.75, which is 32.75. Approximately 32 times, right? Very close to 32. I think, yeah, mental calculation tells me that this should be very close to 32. It should be very close to 32. I'll tell you how. I have split 527.75 as 495 plus the balance, which is 32.75. Now, why 495 plus 32.75? Why not 500 plus 27.75? Because 495 is 165 into 3. 160 into 3 is 480, 5 into 3 is 15. 480 plus 15 is 495. Now, why 165? Because 16.5 into 10 is 165. 10 into 3, 30. So this goes 30 times. And 16.5 into 2 is 33, right? This is very close to 33. So, you know, this is like 30 times and 2 times. You're getting me? So 30 times and 2 times, approximately 32. 32 into 373.5. 32 into 373.5. Now do that calculation. So 300 into 32. 300 into 32, 17 into 32, 3.5 into 32. Yeah, you will know what the answer is. Yes or no? Now the question is, how do you multiply these two? So just try and do it. I mean, you cannot be doing it on paper. Don't put pen on paper for every part there. But you know, try to do. Or since approximate calculation is required, maybe you can take it as 374 also if you don't want it to be complex. Anyway, 300 into 32. I'll just take it as it is. 300 into 32. What is 300 into 32? See, 3 into 32 is 96, right? So 300 into 32 will be 9,600 plus 70 into 32. 70 into 30 is 2,100. 70 into 2 is 140. So 2,240. 2,240. Yeah, plus 3.5 into 32. Now 3.5 into 3. How much is 3.5 into 3? 3.5 into 3 is 10.5. Right? Into 30 will be 105. And 3.5 into 2 is 7. 105 plus 7 is 112. Sum this up and you'll get the answer. So 9,600 plus 2,200 is 11,800. 11,800 and then this is 152. I think 11,952. So clearly the answer should be option B. I mean, the closest answer is option B. Sorry. The closest answer is option B, 11,950. It cannot be 12,576. It cannot be 13,456. It cannot be 12,000. Right? It cannot be 11,900. It is around 11,952. Right? So option B is the final answer. Clear? You can take 16.5 also as 7, but be careful. Should we go for the next one quickly? So I think practice more on simplifications, right? For your upcoming exams, practice more on simplifications, approximations, number series. These are important question types. Should we take up the next one? Let me present the next question to you all. The next one is on your screens now. This is from partnership. See what it says. A, B, and C started a business with their investments in the ratio of 1:2:4. After 6 months, A invested the half amount more as before, and B invested the amount as before. It should be the same amount as before, while C withdrew 1/4 of his investment. Find the ratio of their profits at the end of the year. So interesting question on partnership, not very difficult. I leave this for like 1 minute. Your clock starts now. Got it? Praveen Kumar says, why can't we take it as 528 into 374 by 17? You can do that as well. The call is yours. But options are closed, so be careful about that. Chalo, anyone who's got the answer to this question? Partnership, the one on partnership here. 5:12:14. Option C. Hemant, Puneet, Nilesh Chaudhary, Tejasvi. Yeah. Who else? Option C, Neeraj has got none of these, 5:12:15. So Neeraj thinks it should be 5:12:15, while most of the others have got 5:12:14. Malvika has got 5:8:14, which is again option 5, none of this. Should we start? I think time is up. You should have got the answer by now. Let's discuss the solution. So here we go, the question on your screens now. It says A, B, and C started a business with their investments in the ratio 1:2:4. After 6 months, A invested half the amount more as before, and B invested same amount as before, right? Same amount as before. While C withdrew, that means he has withdrawn 1/4 of his investment. Find the ratio of their profits at the end of the year. So basically, if you see, in a span of 1 year, he's talking about two different points, right? Initially, they invested in the ratio of 1:2:4. So let's say 1x, 2x, and 4x. 100 rupees, 200 rupees, and 400 rupees, for example, right? This is 0th month, right? This is the 12th month. This is the 12th month. So what is the ratio of profits at the end of the year is the question, if they started with this kind of investments. But what did it do at the end of 6 months, right? After 6 months. So, 7th month basically, and end of 6 months, right? This is half time. 6th end, right? 6 month end, right? What did they do? A invested half the amount as before. So earlier his investment was 1. Now he has invested half plus half, right? What about B? B invested the same amount as before. Earlier B invested 2. Now he has invested 2 again. same amount as before, plus 2 again. And C withdrew 1/4 of his investment. C has withdrawn 1/4 of his investment. 1/4 of what? 4. See, 1/4 of 4. C's investment was 4 rupees, right? C has withdrawn 1/4 of it. So 1/4 of 4 is how much? 1 rupee, right? So 1/4 of 4, which is equal to 1. So minus 1 for C. You understand? Minus 1 for C. Sorry. Minus 1 for C. You getting it? So initially they started with 1 rupee, 2 rupee, 4 rupees. After 6 months, A invested half as before, so half a rupee. B invested the same as before, so same 2 rupees. And C has withdrawn 1/4 of his investment, so he has withdrawn 1 rupee. And this will continue for the next 6 months. This as in this along with the previous investment. So what is the ratio of profits at the end of the year? At the end of 1 year, right? Very simple. How do you take? You don't have to draw this diagram and all that in the exam. You just write the final answer as follows. PA is to PB is to PC. The ratio of their profits will be what? See, 1 into 6 plus 1 plus 1 by 2. For the first 6 months, A's investment was 1 into 6, right? 1 rupee into 6 months. Then 1 plus half rupee, 1.5 rupees into the remaining 6 months. Is to, how about B? 2 rupees for the first 6 months. And after that, 2 rupees plus 2 rupees, 4 rupees for the remaining 6 months. How about C? His investment was 4 rupees for the first 6 months. And after that, it was 4 rupees minus 1 rupee. Now it is only 3 rupees for the remaining 6 months. You have understood? 1 rupee for 6 months. 1 plus half, 1.5 rupees for remaining 6 months. 2 rupees for 6 months. Then 2 plus 2, 4 rupees for remaining 6 months. 4 rupees for the first 6 months. And then 4 minus 1, 3 rupees for the remaining 6 months. Simplify and you'll get the answer. So 6 plus, this is 1.5 into 6, 9. 6 plus 9 is 15 is to, how about this? 2 into 6, 12, 4 into 6, 24, 36. And this is 24 plus 3, 6, 18, right? How much is that? 42. So if you simplify this further, you get 5 is to 12 is to 14. All are multiples of 3, right? 5 3s, 5 12s and 5 14. Sorry. 5 3s, 12 3s and 14 3s. So 5, 12, 14. Option C will be the final answer. Right? Option C, 5 is to 12 is to 14. Very simple question. Should not take more than 30-40 seconds in the exam in my view. And all you have to do is just write this step. Don't draw the diagram or don't write those unnecessary variables in the exam. Okay? Clear to all of you? 5 is to 12 is to 14. So Neeraj Jha, I think he had marked option E, none of these. Harshit also got 5, 8, 18. Vipul got C. Right? So check your answers again. Jits, Rohit, Rahul, all of you had marked E. Sailesh. How is that you're going wrong in such simple ones? Harish and Hemalata, right? Smriti, Priyanka, all these guys got option 5, none of this. I think these are easy questions. These are not complex ones, but still you are going wrong. So you got to make sure that you B continues with the same amount. Hold on, let me just check. Sorry. B invested the same amount as before. B did not continue with the same amount. Malbika. If you read the question, what does it say? B, after 6 months, read it properly. After 6 months of time, A invested half of the amount as before. B invested again, same amount as before. This the is unnecessary here. B invested same amount as before. So already he had invested 2 rupees. He invested the same amount as before, which means 2 rupees more as before. 2 rupees more. He's invested again, right? So you should not say that he has continued with that amount. He's added 2 more rupees. Okay. Yeah, I think others are also got confused with the same point, right? Murli has also mentioned that B continues with the same amount. Malbika Mohanty says B continues with the same amount. No. B has added 2 more rupees to his investment. Again, he has invested the same amount. All right. Should we go for the next one? Followed? Invested. Yeah. Should we go for the next one? Let's take up the next question. The next question is on mensuration on your screens now. It says perimeter of a rectangle is x and circumference of a circle is 8 more than the perimeter of the rectangle. the ratio of radius of the circle and length of the rectangle is 1:2, and ratio of length and breadth of the rectangle is 7:3. Find the length of the rectangle. Try this. Interesting one. Let's see how many of you are able to crack it. Is there any session on IBPS RRBPO means? Well, not really, but if there is anything planned, we will let you know through our notifications, right? Don't worry. Got it? Oh, looks like many of you had used the same approach, that B did not invest anything. No, B invested the same amount, it said. It did not continue with the same amount. Okay, Raju has got 28 as the answer to this one, waiting for others to respond. Got it? 28? Yes. Raju, you had initially marked 28 and then you changed it to 35, is it? Yeah. So Raju changed it to 35. Anusha says she's never prepared on mensuration, but this is more to do with the ratios and less with mensuration. Of course, you should know what is perimeter of a rectangle and perimeter circumference of a circle. 28, I think 28 is the most common response, right? Neeraj, Harish, Suman Sarkar, Sailesh, but only 5 of you have responded so far. Why is it taking so much of time? Okay, more answers have come in. Malbika, Kiran, Kishore, Banashri, SRV, Chittimala, Revant. 28? Did all of you get 28? Chandrasekhar, Harshit. Chalo, 15 more seconds. 15 more seconds and then we'll take it up. Quick. Done. Ashish has got 35. Others say it should be 28. So let's take it up now. I think we have spent enough time. Let's look at the solution. So this question here was posted by, not posted by, this is I think from one of our All India mock exam papers. Let's take it up. So it says perimeter of a rectangle is x and circumference of a circle is 8 more than the perimeter of the rectangle. Ratio of the radius of circle and length of the rectangle is 1:2 and the ratio of length and breadth of the rectangle is 7:3. Find the length of the rectangle. So interesting, right? Just write down the equations as given in the question. First of all, it says perimeter of a rectangle is x. Perimeter of a rectangle is x. What is perimeter of a rectangle? 2 times of L plus B. So 2 times of L plus B is equal to x. And circumference of a circle is 8 more. Circumference of a circle is 8 more than the perimeter. 8 more than the perimeter. What is circumference of a circle? 2 pi r. 2 pi r is 8 more than the perimeter. 8 more than the perimeter meaning x plus 8. Perimeter of rectangle is 8. Perimeter of rectangle is x. So 8 more than that. So you should take x plus 8. So these are the first two equations. Then ratio of radius of circle and length of the rectangle is 1:2. Ratio of radius of the circle and length. So radius and length, the ratio is 1:2. So basically r by L equals to 1/2. Right? That's the equation. And the fourth equation says ratio of length and breadth of the rectangle is 7:3. Right? So length and breadth, that ratio is 7:3. So L by B equals to 7/3. Right? Is equal to 7/3. So these are the four equations. What is he asking us to find out? Length of the rectangle. Yeah, length of the rectangle. I think 4 equations and there are only 3 variables, right? L, B and R. You can easily solve. So solve now. Solve for L, length of the rectangle. What can be done? See, from these two, from this particular equation, length and breadth is 7:3, right? So I can say it's like 7n and 3n. We can say length is 7n and breadth is 3n. Usually we take 7x and 3x, but I'm not taking x here because x is already given as the perimeter of the rectangle. So don't confuse yourself by taking 7x, 3x and then cancelling x on both the sides. Don't end up doing that mistake. So length and breadth are 7x and 7n and 3n. Substitute here, what happens? We get 2 times of 7n plus 3n equals to x. 2 times of 7n plus 3n equals to x, which implies what? 7 plus 3, 10n into 2, 20n. 20n is equal to x. So from this, what do you get? From this we can say 2 pi r. 2 pi r is what? 2 into 22 by 7 into r is equal to x plus 8. X is nothing but 20n. 20n plus 8. You understand? This x I'm substituting here. We have first substituted this in this one, if you are not able to follow. So 7n and 3n on substitution gives us x equals to 20n. And then upon substituting x equals to 20n in the second equation, we get 2 pi r equals to 20n plus 8. Now, we also know that r is equal to half of length. R is equal to L by 2. And L is equal to 7n. So r can be taken as 7n by 2. R is equal to 7n by 2. Substitute that here. What do we get? So the equation will become this. 2 into 22 by 7 into r is 7n by 2 equals to 20n plus 8. So 7 and 7 gets cancelled, 2 and 2 gets cancelled. I think 22n equals to 20n plus 8. So 22n minus 20n, 2n equals to 8 or n is equal to 4. N is equal to 4. That's it. N is equal to 4. You're done. Now he's asking us to find out the length of the rectangle. What is length of the rectangle? 7n. 7 into 4. Length is equal to 7 times of n. N is equal to 4. So 7 into 4, 28 should be the answer. So length is 28. Suppose he says what is the breadth? Breadth is 3n. N is equal to 4. So 3 into 4, 12. He may ask you radius. What is the radius? Find out. What is the radius here? R comes out to, in case radius is equal to 7n by 2. So 28 by 2, 14. Anything can be asked. Once you get that value of n, you can solve for any required variable there. Now this looks to be lengthy and too many steps on paper, but you can cut down the amount of time spent, right? You just have to finish this off very quickly. Solution of this very quickly, right? Explanation has taken a little longer, but when you solve it, you'll do it quick. So 28 is the answer. Option 3 or option C, 28 is the answer to this question. Should we go for the next one? Clear to all of you? 28. So some of you had marked 35. Just check. You won't get 35. Clear? Should we go for the next question now? Well, there's one more question on missing number that I have. This was posted by Gurpreet Singh. Let's see if you guys can crack it. You have just 30 seconds for this. At least in the exam when you're trying it out, you should not spend more than 30 seconds. So 30 seconds for the next question that is coming up on your screen. Otherwise, you should just skip it and go to the next one. So here we go. The question is on your screens now. $52. Oh, somebody's marked that this has already been solved. I also felt that I've kind of solved this earlier. Anyway, 52, right? Did you all get this 52? Jit says, I could not increase my speed even though I'm practicing mock tests. I could not cross 50 questions. Please let me know the reason. Please help. Well, Jits, I think the data given is really insufficient for me to understand what's happening with you. Because when you are solving only 50 questions in 1 hour, you also have to tell me how much of time are you spending per section. You got to do all this analysis to understand how can you save your time there, and where exactly are you getting stuck. Okay, 52 is what all of you have got, right? I think, like somebody said, we have already solved this. So let's quickly answer this once. So the question here says, find the missing number. So this is basically a number analogy based question. 64 is to question mark in the same way as 72 is to 53. And I'm sure all of us will give it a try. We may or may not get the answer, right? Remember, there are infinite ways of framing questions on number analogy or number series, right? Logics are indefinite, right? So you have to be very careful. Don't end up wasting your precious time in trying to crack such questions. You may or may not get it, right? May or may not get. So if you get it well and good in the first 15-20 seconds, otherwise just move on. Now what do we do? What's the idea here? What's the logic in getting 72 and 53 as a pair? Once you decipher that logic, you can answer what comes in place of question mark. I think it works as follows. See, 72, 53 is actually as follows. 53 is equal to 7 squared plus 2 squared. 7 and 2 are the digits, right? 7 is digit, 2 is a digit. So square of both those digits, sum of the squares of those two digits will give you 53. 7 square 49, 2 square 4, 49 plus 4, 53. So basically the second number is the sum of the squares of the digits of the first number. So if you apply the same logic here, same pattern here, what happens? Question mark should be equal to 6 squared plus 4 squared. 6 squared 36, 4 squared 16. Yes or no? Question mark should be equal to 6 squared plus 4 squared. 6 squared 36 and 4 squared is 16. 36 plus 16, 52. So this should be equal to 52. I think this is I think this logic works. This logic really works in getting the answer. There should not be any confusion. Okay. Should we go for the next one? Okay, let me pose the next question, which is on time and work. This was posted by Arup Nayak, who is one of your friends in Talent Sprint, right? All of you clear with this one? Yeah, somebody had marked no idea, right? Suman Sarkar said no idea. So leave it. I mean, if you're not getting any idea in the exam, just skip. Amit had marked 54, right? Neeraj Jha also got 54. Jit's got 44. Chandrasekhar said he's got no clue. Yeah, so all those who were getting stuck, just leave and move to the next one. And I think Vijay Kumar has given us a different way of answering the previous question, right? R is to L is to B, 7 is to 14 is to 6. So circumference will be 44x and perimeter will be 40x. Yeah, you can do it in that way also. Get a common ratio and then maybe solve. Fine, nothing wrong with that. And in fact, that looks easier, so you just go ahead with that. Should we go for the next one? So the next question on time and work, posted by your friend Arup Nayak, is on your screens now. Try this. 3 persons A, B and C can do a work in 24 days, 30 days and 18 days respectively. They are assigned to do the work, but B works on only even days and C on odd days. If A work for 10 days, then in how many days total work will be completed? I think the word days is missing there, but yeah, you can understand in how many days total work will be completed. Let's see how many of you get it. I hope all of you are trying this out. Question on time and work. Twelve 9 by 10. Right. So Puneet has got 12 9 by 10. Balachandran has got 12 9 by 10. Ramalakshmi says doesn't know how to solve. VS Raju has asked, is there any section cutoff for RRB mains exam? I think there's a section cutoff, right? Is it not? So I think 2-3 of you have got the answer so far, and yeah, all of you have marked 12 9 by 10. In fact, only 2 of you, Balachandran and Puneet. Smriti on the other hand has got option B. Yeah, that also is 12 9 by 10. Sujita has got 12 9 by 10. Chandra Neeraj, Suman Sarkar are struck. Neeraj, yes, has also got 12 9 by 10. So I'll wait for more responses to come in. Let's see. Struck. Okay. Vaibhav Ambekar has also got B. Good. So I think option B is the most common response. All others are struck. If you have given up, let me solve this, right? If all of you are done, I can try this. Ghalib Ansari is also confused, I guess. Should we take it up now? Yeah. Nilesh Chaudhary has got option B, 12, 9 by 10. Vipul is struck. Should I solve this now? I think it's easy to do, right? I mean, what are you guys? I mean, all you have to do is balance out the total work. He says 3 persons, A, B, and C, can do a work in 24 days, 30 days, and 18 days, respectively. They are assigned to do the work, but B works on only even days and C on odd days, right? If A worked only for 10 days, then in how many days the total work will be completed? What do you have to do? There are 3 persons, A, B, C. Capacities of each one of them is given to us, right? A's capacity is 1 by 24, B's capacity is 1 by 30, and C's capacity is 1 by 18. Now, the condition here is B works on even days and C works on odd days only. So on the first day, and A will work throughout. A does not have any problem, but B and C will work on even days and odd days respectively. So on the first day, A works along with C, odd day, right? C will work here along with A. Second day, A works, A will continue to work, but this time second day B comes into picture because B works on even days. Third day again odd day, so A and C will work. Fourth day even day, A and B would work, and this would continue. For the first 10 days, A continues. After that, A leaves. Now 11th day, since it is an odd day, only C would work. 12th day, even day, only B would work, and so on. So in how many days will the total work be completed is a question. Just go by the capacities, you will be done. Let's take it up. Let's solve. So here's the question, right? Let's look at the question first. Posted by Arup Nayak, right? What does it say? 3 persons, A, B, and C, can do a work in 24 days, 30 days, and 18 days respectively. They are assigned to do the work, but B works on only even days and C on odd days. If A worked only for 10 days, then in how many days the total work will be completed, right? In how many days the total work will be completed, right? So let's see what can be done here. So basically 3 persons, the capacities are known to us, right? A's capacity is 1 by 24, B's capacity is 1 by 30, and C's capacity is 1 by 18, right? The amount of work that they can do per day. Now what happens here, if you look at the days pattern, D1, D2, and so on, D2, D3, D4, and so on up to D9, D10, and then D11, D12, D13, and so on. It continues. Now on the first day, who would work? See, A continues to work only for 10 days. He says A worked only for 10 days, and A does not have any problem, right? A works on all the days, but only for the first 10 days. So every day A works, A up to the 10 days, up to the first 10 days, right? A works. From the 11th day onwards, A will not be in the picture. Now, what is the problem with B and C, or what is the condition for B and C? B works only on even days, and C works only on odd days. Right, so C will work on odd days, first day, third day, fifth day, and so on. C works. So A and C will work on first day, A and C will work on third day, on fifth day, on seventh day, on ninth day, and so on. 11th day only C works, 13th day also only C works. All the even days B would work. So second day A and B would work, fourth day A and B would work, 10th day A and B would work. In between 6th day and 8th day also A and B will work. 12th day B alone works. 14th day again B alone works, and so on. So this is how they are going to work, right? Now if you observe what happens in the first 10 days, how much of work has gotten over in 10 days? A has worked for 10 days. A has worked for 10 days, all the 10 days. B worked only for 5 days. B and C have worked for 5 days each. Yes or no? B and C worked for 5 days each, because B worked on 2nd, 4th, 6th, 8th, 10th day. C worked on 1st, 3rd, 5th, 7th, and 9th day. 5 days each. So let us find out how much of work has been completed. How much work will get over? A's capacity is 1 by 24. So in 10 days, 10 by 24. Yes or no? B's capacity is 1 by 30. Per day, 1 by 30. So in 5 days, 5 by 30. C's capacity is 1 by 18 per day. So in 5 days, 5 by 18. So simplify this. Total work that got over 24, 30, and 18. What's the LCM? 360. 360 works. 360, let's say. Yeah. So 24 goes how many times? 15 times 15 into 10 is 150. 30 goes 12 times, so 12 into 5 is 60, and 18 goes 20 times, 25 is 100. Yeah, so this is the work done. 150 plus 60, 210 plus 100, 310 by 36, 310 by 360, 31 by 36 is done. 31 by 36 is done. Implies, what is the remaining work? See, total work is always 1 unit, right? Total work should always be taken as 1 unit. All three of them together are going to do 1 unit. Out of 1 unit, 31 by 36 is done in 10 days. In the first 10 days, right? This is first 10 days. Understand? See, you don't have to write all these steps in the exam. I'm just trying to explain in detail, right? So it's taking so much of time. First 10 days, this is what happens. This is what happens, right? Now, what is the remaining work? 31 by 36 done. Implies remaining is 5 by 36. Total is 36 by 36. 1. Total is always 1. So out of 1, 31 by 36 is done. So 1 minus 31 by 36 implies 5 by 36 is remaining. Now this has to be done. This has to be done. Understand what happens on 11th day. Now 10 days they have done 31 by 36. Who comes on 11th day? C comes. C can do 1 by 18 on 11th day. Right? C can do 1 by 18. B on the other hand on 12th day will do 1 by 30. Again C on 13th day will do 1 by 18 and so on. Now what we have to understand is, in how many more days will they finish this 5 by 36? See, if we try to observe, I mean, you can actually take 5 by 36 minus 1 by 18 minus 1 by 30 and so on. But otherwise, maybe also find out. Now what happens is the pattern changes. Every 2 days, they will do this much of work. 1 by 18 plus 1 by 30. Again on 13th day and 14th day, they will do 1 by 18 plus 1 by 30 and so on. So what is 1 by 18 plus 1 by 30? Next 2 days. Understand? Next 2 days. What happens in the next 2 days? What happens in the next 2 days? First C will work 1 by 18. Then B will work 1 by 30. How much is finished? What is LCM? 90 is LCM. So 5 plus 3. Yes or no? 5 plus 3, 8 by 90. Or 4 by 45. So they can finish 4 by 45. So the point is, in the next 2 days, 4 by 45 has been finished. 4 by 45 obviously is less than 5 by 36. So they have finished some component. Now what is remaining? What is remaining now? What is remaining now? Understand. What is remaining now? See, remaining was 5 by 36, from which 4 by 45 has been done. So 5 by 36 minus 4 by 45. Simplify. 180 can be taken as LCM. So 36 goes 5 times. 5 5s 25. 45 goes 4 times. 4 16. So 9 by 180 or 1 by 20. I mean, it looks to be lengthy because I'm like giving a detailed explanation. You just have to play with numbers in the exam. So what happens is, in the next 2 days, they were able to finish 4 by 45, which means remaining was from 5 by 36, 4 by 45 is done. Now remaining is 1 by 20. Now the remaining 1 by 20 should be done by whom? On 13th day. We have already found how much work was done in 10 days. Then we have found how much of that was done in 12 days, 11th and 12th day together. Now on the 13th day, who comes on 13th day? C. C's capacity is to finish 1 by 18 in 1 day. 1 by 20 is less than 1 by 18, right? So obviously the work will be done in 12 point some days. You're able to follow? C can do 1 by 18 in 1 day. The work will not cross 13th day. Remember, the work now will not cross 13th day. Already 10 days are over. In 10 days they have done 31 by 36. In 11th and 12th day they have done 4 by 45. So 31 by 36 plus 4 by 45 is equal to 19 by 20. What is left out is 1 by 20. This 1 by 20 will be finished by C on the 13th day. And that too not the full 13th day. Only some part of 13th day. Because C can actually do 1 by 18. Remember, 1 by 18 is more than 1 by 20. So C can do more. C will take some lesser time to finish 1 by 20. So answer should be 12 point something, right? Required answer should be 12 point change. Look at the options. Option A, 16 days cannot be the answer. Option B, 12 9 by 10, possible. Option C, 14 days. Option D, 13 days. Option E, 15 days. All are ruled out because, like I said, the work will not cross the 14th day. On 13th day itself, we'll get over. Now, since there is only one option which is with 12 point something, we can mark that as the answer. We can take we can take B as the answer, right? We can take B as the answer. If there are more than one option with 12 point something, you'll have to do the last step also. What is the last step? The last step is as follows. See, we know that C can do 1 by 18. We are talking about C's capacity now, right? Who will come on 13th day? This is 13th day. We are trying to find out 13th day. How much of 13th day is required? C can do 1 by 18 in 1 day. In 1 day, 1 by 18 can be done. So in how many days will C do 1 by 20? 1 by 20 is to be done. Done by whom? By C. On which the 13th day. So C can do 1 by 18th in 1 day. 1 by 20, how much time will it take? So what will be question mark? Question mark will be equal to 18 by 20. I mean, when you cross multiply. 18 by 20. 18 by 20 is 9 by 10. So basically we need only 9/10 of the 13th day. So 12 days plus 9/10. So if I have to highlight all the numbers here which have to be added, you will get the exact answer, right? What is the exact answer? These 10 days, first 10 days we have finished whatever 31/36, right? Next 2 days we have finished 4/45, and in the 9/10 of the day we have finished the remaining work. So answer is 10 plus 2, 12, 12 plus 9/10, 12 9/10, option B. All right, and I'll also highlight what all you should avoid in the exam, right? What should be cut down in the exam, because all these steps are not required, right? So all this I am writing on paper, right? This part is not required. You know it is 1/24, 1/30, 1/18. Yeah, don't write all this. This is only for the sake of explanation. You should be able to visualize this. You know, that picture should be clear in your mind. You don't have to put pen on paper for this. All this, what you see in red, is to be avoided in the exam. Just play with these numbers. Whatever calculations we have done here, right? Only these numbers you have to play with. And like I said, if you do it smartly, you don't have to complete the last step. You know, before that itself, you'll know option B is the answer, because only one option is in the range of 12 and 13, right? Other options are all out of the range, right? Very clearly, answer should be between 12 and 13. Between 12 and 13. Okay. So 12 9/10 is the final answer. Got it? You can also use the LCM method. I mean, if you're comfortable using the LCM method, you can also do that. I mean, take the LCM of 24. LCM method is nothing but, like here in the unitary method, what we do is we take fractions. There you deal with units. All right. So instead of saying, I mean, in our case, we are saying the work is 1 unit. In the LCM method, what you'll do is you'll take the LCM of 24, 30, and 18. That came out to be what? 360, right? So you'll say the work is 360 units. So in 360 units, A can do 24 units per day. In 10 days, A will do 20 to 40 units. B can do 30 units per day. In 5 days, B will do 150. C can do 18 units per day. In 5 days, C will do 90 units. Remaining are 50 units. So whatever is there in the denominator, right, that will come up in the numerator. As simple as that. Right? So this looks to be lengthy, but I think the advantage of this unitary method is you can solve all the type of questions using this concept here. Okay? I think many of you are saying that you are finding it difficult to solve these type of questions, but I think it's just about a little more practice. The concept is the same. There's nothing new that I've discussed today. The same thing was covered in your videos as well, time and work videos as well. It's just that you got to quickly understand what all has to be, you know, how do you play with those numbers. Yeah, different fractions. Understand that A work for 10 days, B work for 5 days, C work for 5 days. First find out that component, then 11th day's work, 12th day's work, and then whatever is the remaining. Okay. Should we go for the next one now? Many of you are saying that the problem is you're not able to solve more questions in the IBPSPU exam. You're able to solve only 50, 51. I'm actually a little confused, right? On one side we get feedback, not prominent feedback, but some feedback from our students that, you know, the type of questions that we are giving in our mock tests are very easy. It's not as per the standard of the exam. But then I'm not trying to defend our content, but my question is, if it is so easy, why are you not able to score more marks? When you look at the scores, low, abysmally low, right? There are people who score 12, 13, 14 marks in all India mock exams, which is like waste of your effort, right? If you are going to score 12 marks, 13 marks, or if you're not taking it seriously, then there's no point. On the other hand, we have a lot of other students who say that, you know, I'm able to solve only 50, 51. So the point, guys, is, you know, and from what I see while solving questions in this live session is that even in very simple ones where I expect you to get the right answer, you guys flunk. You commit some mistake, you don't understand the question properly and end up getting a wrong answer. So the point is simple. Get your basics right and focus on your calculations. I think when it comes to aptitude, it's all about numbers. Otherwise, it's very easy, right? Many of us fail to score good marks here because we are poor in calculation. and that's why your speed is not up to the mark. Okay, I have one question here from Joshi Kant, who says, is it not possible to watch live sessions in Talent Sprint's app? Well, the live sessions are not being streamed in the app as of now, but yes, in our horizon of things, the next thing that we will update in the app is that you can also watch these live sessions in the app itself. And I'm sure all of you are aware of the Talent Sprint's Android app that we have, where you can watch all our videos in your mobile just by downloading the app, right? Of course, you have to have a mobile data connectivity so that you can, so that those videos can be streamed, but otherwise it is accessible to you on your mobile itself if you are a Talent Sprint student. Otherwise, you can also buy that SD card that we have loaded with all the videos and just plug it into your device so that you don't need a connectivity also. Okay, but yes, like you have already asked and like we are already working on, the next step would be to stream these live sessions in the mobile app itself so that you can carry your coaching center in your pocket. Milan has asked that when are we going to conduct live sessions for SSC CGL Tier 2? Well, live sessions for SSC CGL Tier 2 will be announced very soon, right? You know that the results have got stuck. Results have not been declared yet, but yes, very soon we'll come up with the calendar. Just allow us a few more days. Yeah. Don't worry, you will not be deprived of anything, right? All the live sessions will be done, be it for SSC CGL Tier 1 exam or IBPS clerks, or if required, we'll do special sessions for RB assistants as well. You just have to, allow us some time. Sai Kishore says, update the general awareness classes in SSC CGL. Yes, now this is one area where we have drawn a lot of flack, right? We do realize that the content is not up to the mark when it comes to general awareness, and we are finding out right ways to, present that material to you and trying to revamp the content, but it's taking a little longer. So I would request you to just bear with us until that is fixed. I know that the general awareness content in SSC is not up to the mark. And really sorry about that. Okay, should we go for the next one? I think I don't have many questions left, but we still have about 30 minutes or 25 minutes. So let me see what all is there. Okay, let me present the next question, which was posted by Kisan Mohanty, one of your friends here, who is also a regular participant in the live sessions. This is on allegations and mixtures involved with profit and loss. So let's try it out. Okay. Vikas says, I'm new to this live session, so welcome Vikas. And Chamroy says, I'm preparing for IBPS RRB mains. Please questions for the coming. Yeah. Shimra, right? Yeah. So IBPS RRB mains, yes, is also coming up, and we will be conducting mock tests for the same. You can get relevant questions there, and we will see if we can do some special live sessions for that. I'm not committing anything, but we will try and do live sessions for IBPS RRB mains exam as well. Okay. Now let me present the next question. This was posted by Kisan Mohanty, and let's see how many are able to crack this. It says two shops sell an alloy metal containing copper and iron, right? Containing copper and iron. In shop 1, the ratio of copper and iron in the alloy is 8:7. In shop 2, the ratio of copper and iron in the alloy is 8:13. The cost price of the alloy sold by shop 1 is rupees 70 per kg. The cost price of the alloy sold by shop 2 is rupees 82 per kg. If the cost price per kg of iron is an integer, then what is the maximum value of A? Given that the cost of iron per kg is less than rupees 150. So that's an interesting one. Let's see if you're able to crack this. Take your time, think about it, and solve the question. He's talking about two alloys of copper and iron. Try this out. Options are also there just in case you want to use the options. Why are negative values in the option? I think it's not negative values, it's a hyphen. Kisan was trying to say that option 1 is 26.5, option 2 is 45.5. Yeah, good. I think a couple of you have marked the answer as 26.5. I will wait for others to respond, and those who have got it, why don't you just help your friends out, right? Neeraj has got 26.5. Yeah, then we have Ashwin, who's got 26.5. Sham has got 26.5. So why don't you tell what's the logic that you have used? $26.45 is the response from 26.5. No idea. Chandrasekhar says no idea. Yeah, so those who have got 26.5, what is the logic that you have tried? $45.5. There's a new answer that has come in, 45.5, which is option 2 from VS Raju, and all others are struck. How about this? Okay, let me give you a clue. Let me give you a clue. I want you guys to get the answer yourself, right? Or at least understand how to solve it rather than just looking at the solution. The point to be noted is you can easily, let me come on this video screen. I hope you have understood the question. There are two different alloys. An alloy is nothing but a mixture, right? The first mixture has got copper and iron. The second mixture has also got copper and iron. What's the ratio in the first mixture? A is to 7. What's the ratio of copper and iron in the second mixture? A is to 13. Point to be noted is the component of copper is same in both the alloys. Yes or no? A parts and A parts. A parts and A parts, right? Here A parts versus 7 parts of iron. Here A parts versus 13 parts of iron. Now the point is, whatever be the cost of the alloy, that mixture, that cost will be, having two components, the cost of copper and the cost of iron, right? So the first alloy is costing 70, the second alloy is costing 80 rupees, right? Now if it is costing 70 rupees and this is costing 82 rupees, the cost of copper in this 70 rupees and the cost of copper in that 82 rupees is the same, because the quantity of copper is same in both the alloys. The quantity of iron is changing. So you can say that there is one fixed component in 70 rupees and there is one fixed component, the same fixed component in 80 rupees. And this fixed component is nothing but the cost of copper, for which the ratio is given as A parts, right? Now if you try to, and then there is a variable part. The variable part is based on the proportion of iron, Fe, right? Fe is the symbol for iron, right? So based on that, can you not find out what is the cost of iron? And once you get that, can you not use maybe options or solve the equations to get the cost of copper? So just understand this fact, right? The quantity of copper is same in both the alloys. The quantity of iron is changing. So in the costs that are given, there is one fixed item, there is a fixed component, and there is a variable component. The fixed component corresponds to copper, the variable component corresponds to iron. So try to find out the cost of copper in both the cases first, and then proceed, right? So I'll present the question again, try this out, and those who have solved it, those who all have got 26.5 or 45.5, why don't you just help your friends out, right? Let's all solve it together than me just giving you the solution, right? So here we go. Presenting the question again, try this out. I can sense that most of you have given up, you're not trying, or if you're trying, just mention that in the chat, right? How many of you are trying to solve this question, this particular one? Because there's some discussion happening about your IBPS exams, right? Or your date of joining or something there. Trying it out? Okay, try this out. Good. I think a very good question posted by Kisan, by the way. In fact, I would, I really want you guys to try it yourself. Now that I've given you a hint, you should try it yourself. Neeraj Jha says this is a CAT question. Yeah, now I don't understand why are you guys posting CAT level questions in the forum there. Anyways, try it. Or I'll do one thing. I want you to solve it based on the idea that we've given. Why don't we just move to the next question? I'll take it up in the next session. Don't worry. I'll definitely solve it for you. But with the hint that has been given, will you be able to solve? And guys who had got 26.5 and whatever 45.5, what happened to them? Sujita says she's got 28 as the answer, or 56 as the answer. Got it? Nine says is getting 26. I think 26 or 52 or those 56, these numbers that you're giving me are incomplete solutions, right? I mean, that's one part. You've only found the fixed component, but that does not mean that that's the answer, right? It's asking us to find out the maximum value of A. What you've got as 56 is the price of copper in both the alloys, right? 56 plus 14 and 56 plus 26. 56 plus 14 is 70. 56 plus 26 is 82. So that 56 is fixed. That's the cost of copper in both these things. I mean, going by what I understood from the numbers that you've given here. But is that the final answer? No. Okay, I think I've given you enough hint. I want you to play with this for some more time, right? But since time is like crucial here, what I will do is leave it for you. I'll discuss the same solution in the next solution, right? Try it out. Anyway, like somebody has pointed out already, these kind of questions have not been asked in bank exams, and this clearly is not the kind of allocations and mixtures that we usually get in bank exams. Of course, the difficulty level is going up now, but that does not mean that you have to seriously get worried about such type of questions. However, solving would only add to your preparation, right? You will be a lot more confident when you walk into the examination center. So with that, I think we'll leave this. We'll go to the next question. I'll present the next question to you all, but remember, try this. This is like your homework, right? Try this for the session and after the session, and we will take it up next week. Okay? कोई शुरू नहीं करने वाले, right? चंदन से शुरू कीजिए. I will जितना हो सका हमने किया. आपने कुछ नहीं किया. You gave up, right? In the very beginning itself, many of you said skip. You did not even understand the question, so skip. Nayan has also given us a hint here. Nayan says 70 into a by 7 plus a, it should be equal to 80 into a by 13 plus a. Remember, 70 and 80 cannot be directly equated to a is to 7 and a is to 13, right? 70 and 80 are the cost per kg, and that 1 kg has got copper and iron in the ratio of a is to 7. So take a cue from what Nayan has mentioned, right? You have to take denominators also. It's not just about numerator. Like for example, in the first alloy, how much is copper? A by a plus 7 kgs. A by a plus 7 kgs. So how much is iron? 7 by a plus 7 kgs. In the second alloy, how much is copper? A by a plus 13 kgs. And how much is iron? 13 by a plus 13 kgs. So now try to balance with the quantities and find out the fixed cost. Anyway, try this yourself. We will discuss this in the next session, right? You have already got a good hint. Should we go for the next one? Okay, let me take up the next question, which is on your screens now. This probably will be the last question for the session today. Not probably, in fact, the last question for the session today. So let's see to it that all of you crack it yourself. It says Rohan went to buy an Android mobile. Rohan went to buy an Android mobile. The shopkeeper told him to pay 20% tax on list price if he asks for the bill. Rohan manages to get a discount of 5% on purchasing the mobile with a bill, and he paid the shopkeeper rupees 8,550. Besides, he manages to avoid paying 20% tax on the listed price but on discounted price. Yeah, what is the amount of discount he received in the overall transaction? Try this. Profit and loss, a kind of concept of profit and loss, right? So Rohan has gone to buy an Android mobile. The shopkeeper has asked him to pay 20% tax on the list price if he wants the bill. Now Rohan manages to get a discount of 5% on purchasing the mobile with a bill, and he paid the shopkeeper 8,550. Yeah. Besides, he manages to avoid paying 20% tax on the listed price but on the discounted price. So basically saying that he paid 20% tax on the discounted price, not on the list price. What is the amount of discount he received in the overall transaction? Try this. He manages to avoid paying 20% tax on the listed price, but on discount price is what? What does this mean? I'm not too sure about this phrase of the question. He manages to avoid paying 20% tax on the listed price. But on the discounted price. Yeah, so it looks like he has paid 20% tax on the discounted price. Got the answer? Why is that there is not a single comment? Okay, I think my chat is way behind. 450, did you all get that? 450? Yeah. Oh, sorry, the chat got stuck somewhere else. Yeah, so 450 or 900. Lakshman has got 450 or 900. Vipul has got 450. Neeraj says 900. Nilesh Chaudhary has got 450. Chandra Neeraj has got 750. But many others have got 450, right? Avanti, Banashri, Puneet, Kishore, Sujita, and others there. And Ashish has given us a hint, right? He says take 100 rupees as the list price for simple calculation. That's also one way of doing it. So it's all about proportionality, right? Take 100 rupees as the list price. You know that Rohan bought it for 95 rupees and paid 20% tax on 95 rupees. 20% of 95 rupees is 90 rupees. So 114 rupees. Basically 114 rupees is equivalent to 8,550. 120 rupees is equivalent to what? And then the difference will give you the answer. 450. I think it should be 450. Should we take this up now? How many of you have not been able to solve? Quickly. How many of you have got stuck? How many of you have not been able to solve this question? Some of you have got 750, some have got 900 also. Let's take it up, right? Here's the question. See what it says. Rohan went to buy an Android mobile. The shopkeeper told him to pay 20% tax on list price if he asks for the bill. Rohan manages to get the discount of 5% on purchasing the mobile with a bill, and he paid the shopkeeper rupees 8,550. Besides, he manages to avoid paying 20% tax on the listed price, but on the discounted price. What is the amount of discount he received in the overall transaction? What is the amount of discount that he has received in the overall transaction? So understand that this guy Rohan has went to buy a mobile phone. The shopkeeper told him to pay 20% tax on the list price if he asked for the bill. So if you want the bill, you have to pay 20% tax on the list price. Yeah. Now understand, let's assume the list price is L. Let's assume that the list price is equal to L. How much will you have to pay? What will be the total amount? Total amount will be L plus 20% of L, because he has to pay 20% tax, right? So this is what Rohan has to pay. L plus 20% of L, right? What did he do? Rohan managed to get a discount of 5% on purchasing the mobile with a bill. He managed to get a discount of 5%, right? He's got a discount of 5% on purchasing the mobile with a bill. And he paid the shopkeeper 8,550. So after taking the bill also, he has paid only 8,550. Besides, he manages to avoid paying 20% tax on the listed price, but on the discounted price. So he also ensures that he's paying 20% tax, but not on the listed price, on the discounted price. You're able to follow. He's paid 20% tax, but not on the list price. He's paid on the discounted price. What do you mean by discounted price? He's got a 5% discount, right? So he's paid 95% of the value, 95% of the listed value. And he has paid tax on that 95% of the listed value, right? Not on 100% of the listed value. What is the amount of discount he received in the overall transaction? What is the amount of discount that he received in the overall transaction? So basically, in the real case, in the actual scenario, he has to pay L rupees, the list price, plus 20% tax on the list price. But he has got a discount of 5%. Discount of 5%. On what? On the list price. 5% of the list price. So basically, the total is made up of two components, L plus 20% of L, right? The price plus the tax. He has got 5% discount, which means he has to pay how much? Only 95% of list price. You're able to follow? I'm just explaining the concept. We are not dealing with numbers yet, right? So what happens? We can say that this 8,550 that he has paid, 8,550 is equal to what? 95% of the list price. Right? He has got only 5%, he has got 5% discount, right? 5% of the list price is discount. So he will pay only 95%. Plus, he will pay 20% tax on this 95% of the list price. Actually, 20% tax is supposed to be paid on the list price only, but he managed to, get a discount there also. He says, okay, I'll pay tax only on the discounted price and not on the listed price. So Rohan finally pays 90%, 95% of the mobile value and 20% tax on whatever that value comes out to be. This is equal to 8,550. So first and foremost, from this step, you have to get the value of L. Find out what is L. You're able to follow. Find what is L, and then you can simplify it further to get the required answer. He's asking us to find out the overall discount. Yeah. See, try to understand that I think 95 can cancel out 8,550, right? Check that. 9,500 minus 950 is 8,550. Yeah, I think it goes 90 times. So I'll do one thing to keep it simple. We can say this is like 95 by 100, right? 95 by 100. This is also 95 by 100. I'm removing the percentage, and 20% can be taken as 1 by 5. So overall, what happens? This becomes, if you take 95 by 100 common, 95 L by 100 common, we will have 1 plus 1 by 5, which is 6 by 5. Yes or no? 95 L by 100. Here also 95 L by 100. 1 plus 1 by 5, which is 6 by 5. This is equal to 8550. Now understand, 95 here goes how many times? 90 times. 95 goes 90 times. Right? And this goes 15 times. 15 into 575 into 100, 7,500. So basically, list price is 7,500. Right? Now, if you take the real case, actual total, ideal total, not the actual total, but ideal total. Ideally, what should be the total amount? Ideally, what should be the total amount? The list price plus 20% of discount, 20% of tax. So the ideal total is equal to what? L plus 20% of L. So substitute this value of L here. What do we get? 7,500 plus 20% of 7,500, which comes out to be 20% of 7,500 is what? 1,500, right? So this comes out to be 9,000 rupees. Now understand, the actual total should have been 9,000. The ideal total should have been 9,000, but he's actually paid only 8,550. Yes or no? He has paid only 8,550. So how much discount did he get overall? He has got 450 rupees of discount. Yes or no? So discount, overall discount is equal to, you don't have to write all the steps in the exam. I'm just trying to explain in detail. 9,000 minus 8,550. Which is equal to 450 rupees. Again, remember, this looks to be lengthy because I have explained in detail. Sorry, because I've given the whole explanation in detail, right? If you cut down the number of steps and the amount of explanation there, this would become a simple case, right? This will become a simple solution. The same thing can be solved using list price as 100 also, right? This is one way of solving it. Let me explain you the other method, right? I mean, you don't want to do this. This is the ideal solution. I mean, this is a conventional method where you have considered the value as L and you have solved accordingly. But the same thing can be done by assuming the list price is 100, right? So let me explain that also. Let me explain that solution as well. What happens? Let's assume that the list price is equal to 100. This is an assumption, right? So what should be the ideal total? In the ideal scenario, 100 rupees plus 20% tax, 120 rupees, right? This should be the ideal total. What happened? Rohan got a discount of 5%. Discount of 5% on 100 rupees, which is equal to 5 rupees. So actual total, how much did he pay? He paid 100 rupees minus 5 rupees plus 20% of 100 rupees minus 5 rupees. You understand? He got a 5 rupees discount on the list price. Also, he paid tax on the discounted price. So he paid 20% on 95 rupees, not on 100 rupees. So 95 plus 20% of 95. 20% of 95 is how much? 9.5 times 2, right? 19. So 95 plus 19, it comes out to be 114. You're able to follow? 114 rupees. Actually, he's supposed to pay 120. He has paid 114. Right? How much is he saving? 6 rupees is he saving. If you see in this transaction, 6 rupees is saving. 6 rupees is saving. Yes or no? How much did he save? He was supposed to pay 120. So overall discount comes out to be what? 120 minus 114, which is equal to 6 rupees. But then understand that in our case, there is some other number given to us, right? 8,550. What is this 8,550? This 8,550 corresponds to 114. You understand? If the list price is 100, then what he pays is 114. But the list price is not 100, right? List price is something else. And for that something else, he is ended up paying 8,550. So I can say if 114 is equivalent to 8,550, we want what is the equivalent of 6 rupees. 6 rupees will be equivalent to what? Don't even find out the list price. By using this method, you don't even have to calculate what the list price is. That's not required, right? Overall, our final answer is what is the amount of discount that he received in the overall transaction. Amount of discount, if you take 100 rupees as the list price, is 6 rupees. But if the actual list price is considered, proportionately if you calculate, you will find out that 114 corresponds to 8,850. 6 corresponds to what? Cross multiply. Cross multiply and you'll get the answer. So how much is this? 6 goes how many times here? 6 is like 19 times, right? So divide this by 19. You'll get the answer. So question mark will be equal to 8550 into 6 by 114. How many times? 19 times. Now 855 divided by 19. How much is that? Hold on. What is wrong here? Yeah, we'll get 450, right? 450 is the answer. 8,550 divided by 90. See, 7,600 by 19 is 400. 950 by 19 is 50. I'm breaking it up. I'm breaking 8,550. I mean, I was doing split and merge, right? So 7,600 plus 950. 7,600 by 19 is 400. 950 by 19 is 50. 400 plus 50, 450. So option 3 is the answer. So if you find this to be a better method, go for it. Of course, this looks to be simple because we just have numbers. We don't have to use L or any other variable there. Yeah. So 100 rupees is the assumption. Based on that, the overall amount comes out to be 120 rupees because 20 rupees is the tax to be paid. But this fellow got a discount of 5%. Yeah. In fact, you need not do this also. I mean, if you see, he's got a discount of 5% on the list price. He's also got a discount of 5% on the tax. So overall discount is 5%. So directly I can say 5% saving on 120 rupees. So if you take 5% saving on 120 rupees, if you reduce this by 5%, 120 minus 5%. What is 5% of 120? 6 rupees. 120 minus 5% will directly give you 114 rupees. You don't even have to do this breakup. That's one more level of smartness. You don't even have to, you can cut down one more step. Yes or no? But this detailed step is required. Let's say if the discount is to be paid, if the tax is to be paid on list price, then that detailed step is required. You're able to follow. So if you directly take 5% discount on 120, you'll get 114. So 114 has become 8,550. 6 rupees will become what? In the actual scenario, in the real scenario where the list price is something else. Okay. So 450 is the answer to this question, option 3. Remember, like I said, you can say one more step by taking overall discount as 5%. Now there can be a special case. There can be a special case where he says, while Rohan has got a discount of 5% of the list price, the tax is to be paid on the list price only. The tax cannot be discounted, right? In that case, what do? Rohan's payment will be 95 rupees plus 20% of 100 rupees. You're able to follow. 95 rupees plus 20% of 100 rupees. So there that breakup is important, right? Otherwise, since in this case, he's saving 5% on the list price as well as on the tax. So directly you can say overall saving is 5% of 120. 114 directly you can get. Yeah. So 450 is the answer. Option 3, 450 is the final answer. Do you get that? Same solution, whether you use L or 100, the solution is same. There we are dealing with L as a variable. Here L becomes 100. Calculation remains the same. Okay, I think with this we come to the end of this session. It's already 1:10, so let me close it here. Thank you all for joining us in this session, right? We didn't really have enough questions for the session today because many of these questions, or in fact most of the questions that are getting posted in the discussion forums are getting answered there itself, and we will continue to maintain this space so that you don't really have to depend on such live doubt clarification sessions. All right, and yeah, I hope the same continues in reasoning ability and English language as well. So that's all about the quantitative aptitude doubts clarification session for today. I hope all of you have had a good session. Please share your valuable feedback. I know the concern that most of you have is that you're not able to score more in the IBPS PO mock exams or the mock exams that are being conducted here. Just study what's happening, right? Instead of simply worrying about it. If you spend 1 hour in taking a mock exam, I would say you should spend 2 hours after the exam to analyze how did you spend that 1 hour. And that is where you'll find out where the gaps are. You're able to follow. Just crying is not going to help. You got to fix that problem, right? So if you're spending 1 hour in a mock exam, spend 2 hours analyzing the whole thing, right? How did you spend each minute? What could you have done? What could have been done to save your time? What should be done? What should not be done in the next attempt? And in these, with every attempt, you should learn something and ensure that you don't repeat your mistakes. Only then by the time you go for your exam, you will be fully geared up and you'll have that confidence that, you've got the right strategy with you in your hands. Okay. So, more than the mock exam, what is important is the analysis of the mock exam. So do it yourself very carefully, meticulously, and try to fix the problems. Don't repeat the mistakes, more importantly. Okay. So thank you once again for joining us. I hope all of you have found the session to be useful. We'll meet again with your regular sessions which are being conducted by Gayatri and Sylvia. And regarding timings, until we notify you, it remains 11 a.m. We have got feedback from, I think, overall 4 or 5 students so far about the timing issue there, but we will see and try to fix it as soon as possible. Okay, so thank you so much for joining us. I'll see you all in the next session. Until then, keep practicing and take very good care of yourselves. Bye.